Hi, my name is Patrick Reagan. Welcome to the Operational Procedures series of videos where we discuss backup and restore methods, ticket systems, documentation, change management, regulated data, licensing, and digital rights management. In Part 7, Incident Response covers incident response, including digital forensics and chain of custody. For those who are going to take the A+ exam, there are practice questions at the end of the video. If you have not already, subscribe to the Pat Hedger Back channel. Dealing with a security event is not if it will happen, but just a matter of when. When it happens, you need to take immediate steps to address the problem. Incident response in IT refers to the process of managing and mitigating security incidents such as cyber attacks, data breaches, unauthorized access, or system disruptions to minimize their impact on an organization's operations, assets, and reputation. The goal of incident response is to detect, contain, eradicate, and recover from security incidents in a timely and effective manner. The general steps in incident response typically follow a structured framework designed to detect, contain, eradicate, and recover from security incidents in a timely and effective manner. By following these steps in incident response, organizations can effectively manage security incidents, minimize their impact, and strengthen their overall resilience to cyber threats. Step 1. Preparation. Establish incident response policies, procedures, and guidelines. Define roles and responsibilities for incident response team members. Develop incident response plans and playbooks for different types of incidents. Establish communication channels and contact information for incident reporting. Conduct regular training and drills to ensure readiness. Step 2. Identification. Detect potential security incidents through proactive monitoring, alerts, or reports. Collect and analyze information from various sources such as security tools, logs, and user reports. Verify the authenticity and severity of the incident and prioritize response efforts accordingly. Step 3. Containment. Take immediate action to contain the incident and prevent further damage or spread. Isolate affected systems, networks, or resources to limit the impact on other parts of the environment. Disable compromised accounts, services, or access points to prevent unauthorized activity. Step 4. Eradication. Investigate the root cause of the incident and identify the vulnerabilities or weaknesses exploited. Remove or mitigate the sources of compromise, such as malware, unauthorized access, or configuration errors. Apply patches, updates, or security controls to prevent similar incidents in the future. Step 5. Recovery. Restore affected systems, data, and services to a known good state. Recover from backups if available to minimize data loss and downtime. Verify the integrity and functionality of restored resources before returning them to production. Step 6. Lessons learned. Conduct a post-incident analysis to review the incident response process and outcomes. Identify strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement in incident detection, response, and recovery. Document lessons learned, best practices, and recommendations for future incident response efforts. Step 7. Communications. Keep stakeholders informed about the incident, including internal teams, management, customers, partners, and regulatory authorities. Provide timely updates on the status of the incident, actions taken, and remediation efforts. Coordinate with external parties such as law enforcement or incident response providers as necessary. Step 8. Continuous improvement. Implement corrective actions and enhancements based on lessons learned from past incidents. Update incident response plans, procedures, and training programs to address identified gaps and emerging threats. Regularly review and test incident response capabilities to ensure readiness for future incidents. During a security incident, you may need to gather forensic evidence. This includes gathering, searching through, copying, and securing logs and log files. You may also need to gather a computer and perform forensics on the computer drives. Digital evidence is information stored or transmitted in binary form that may be relied on in court. It can be found on the computer's hard drive, a mobile phone, among other places. Digital evidence is commonly associated with electronic crime or e-crime, such as child pornography or credit card fraud. The chain of custody is a record of individuals who have had physical possession of the evidence. When gathering and viewing evidence, you must maintain the integrity of the evidence. Documentation is critical to maintaining the integrity of the chain of custody. It records the sequence of custody, control, transfer, analysis, and disposition of physical or digital evidence. Everyone who has contact with the evidence must be recorded. You'll need to label and catalog everything, and you need to seal, store, and protect the evidence. To avoid tampering with digital forensics, such as logs and files, you can use digital signatures or hashes to show that the files have not been tampered with. It is a crucial aspect of forensic investigations to ensure the integrity and admissibility of evidence in legal proceedings. When you first respond to a security incident, you need to quickly identify the issue. You then need to determine the logs and user data that can be used to analyze without delay. You may need to involve management and other teams such as HR and legal. You may need to contact law enforcement based on the incident. You'll need to get the computer involved in the security incident as quick as possible. If you have a computer that's being used as part of the attack, or you have suspicious that the computer is being used for illegal or suspicious activities, when dealing evidence on the computer, it must be ensured that there's no tampering or changes done on the computer. If the computer is actively being used as part of the attack, you can disconnect or disable the network connection. If anything's on the screen that is important, you want to take a picture, not a screenshot of the screen. You will then document the system, including its physical location, connections to the network and peripherals, and any visible signs of compromise or tampering. You will need to determine if you can gather some evidence while the machine is on. To capture RAM content or volatile data, you need to use specialized tools such as memory forensic tools to extract data from RAM, including running processes, network connections, open files, and registry entries. Utilize live forensic tools that are specifically designed to perform forensic analysis on a running computer without modifying the underlying system. These tools are typically run from a bootable USB drive. You need to consider if the drive is encrypted, which may not be readily available if you reboot or shut down the system. You do not want to do a proper shutdown, which will perform some form of cleanup activities, including deleting certain files. You then need to remove the physical drive and clone or make a copy of the drive into an image. The copy of the drive includes all active and deleted files, fragments of data not completely overwritten, swap files, embedded data and metadata, and much more. Use hashes for data integrity. You never want to boot from a specific hard drive, or saving documents can alter data or other files and possibly overwrite data that was marked for deletion but is still available on the drive. Any analysis that you do with the drive will be done with the image and not the physical drive. The drive will need to be labeled and stored in a secured location in case you have to go to court. You will need to document your findings so they can be used by management and they can be used in legal proceedings. It should include an overview of the security event, a detailed explanation of data acquisitions, and a step-by-step method of the process of analyzing the data and its conclusion. Question: why is the maintaining the chain of custody important part of the incident response process? Answer: to control evidence and maintain integrity. Question: which of the following must be maintained throughout the forensic evidence lifecycle when dealing with a piece of evidence? Answer: chain of custody. Question: which of the following options would need to be considered when preserving data from a hard drive that will be used for forensic analysis? Choose two answers. Answer: data integrity and chain of custody. Question: you need to preserve evidence for possible litigation. Which of the following would you most likely do to preserve the evidence? Answer: clone any impacted hard drives. For more information, visit these sites. In summary, incident response in IT refers to the process of managing and mitigating security incidents such as cyber attacks, data breaches, unauthorized access, or system disruptions to minimize their impact on the organization's operations, assets, and reputation. Digital evidence is information stored or transmitted in binary form that may be relied on in court. The chain of custody is a record of individuals who have had physical possession of the evidence. You need to gather the computer involved in the security incident as quick as possible. If you have a computer that may have been used in a security incident that needs further investigation, you may remove the physical drive and clone or make a copy of the drive into an image. Thank you for watching this video. The next video will be Operational Procedures, Part 8, Licensing and Digital Rights Management. If you have not already, don't forget to subscribe to the Pat Has Your Back channel. Thank you.